Areas. Most important, number one is ejection fraction in activity and symptom based. Ejection fraction in activity symptom based. Second is pharmacological effect assessment based, which are of course beta blockers, ACE inhibitor, ARB, which reduces the mortality we all know. And of course device based, which is prevention for the sudden cardiac death, and also ejection increase in the ejection fraction, that's AICD or CRTD based assessment. So these next four slides are a little complex to read, but I'll try to simplify them. The basis, the ACC, F and AHA guidelines, EF based and activity based. This one is EF based and activity based. Next will be symptom based, and third will be ACE inhibitor, AIC based. So I'm going back to the first slide, ejection fraction based and activity based, basically for the outpatient patients. And we have to find out by this the percentage of patients who are heart failure with a diagnosis of heart failure, with whom the quantitative or qualitative results of research or prior LVEF assessment is documented within 12 months period. We have to find out the percentage of patients. This is LVEF assessment for OPD patients. LVEF assessment for inpatient patients, percentage of patients the same heart failure with the principal diagnosis of heart failure, with documentation in the hospital record of results of EF assessment that was performed either before arrival or during hospitalization. Before arrival or during hospitalization, or documentation in the hospital record that LVEF assessment is planned for after discharge. This is for the inpatient patient. That means you have to find out the percentage of patients. Actually, these are guidelines which you have already followed in our country, but we have to really understand the importance, and that's why we have made these guidelines today, just to have a revision. The third is symptom and activity assessment. The percentage of patients of heart failure with quantitative results of an evaluation of both current level of activity and clinical symptoms documented. What is the current level of activity should be mentioned in all the outpatient patients. The second is coming on to symptoms again, symptom management patients. Percent of patients of heart failure where results of an evaluation of both level of activity and clinical symptoms documented in which the symptoms have improved or remained consistent. Either they have improved or remained consistent, or patient symptoms have demonstrated clinically important and documented plan of care deterioration since last assessment. So this is for the outpatient patient regarding symptoms and activity, whether they have improved or deteriorated. Then of course patient self-care education, whether the percentage of patients of heart failure who were provided with self-care education on more than 3 elements of education during more than one visit during the last 12-month period. Outpatient, whether the patient was giving any education or not by the treating doctors. And then of course we come on to the therapeutic part, beta blocker therapy for LV systolic dysfunction. The percentage of patients who are prescribed beta blockers with bisoprolol, carvedilol or sustained release metoprolol succinate either within 12-month period when seen in the OPD. So we should know how many percent of patients were given beta blocker, and that is important. And then of course similarly ACE inhibitor or ARB therapy, the percentage of patients with more than 18 years age diagnosed with heart failure who are prescribed ACE inhibitor or ARB therapy either within a 12-month period when seen in the OPD setting. So we should also document the number percentage of patients. This has to be done by actually some sort of hospital agency or directly by individual practitioner facility. Then counseling for ICD, percent of patients who are basically on ACE inhibitor, ARB as well as beta blocker therapy for at least 3 months, who were counseled regarding ICD implantation as a treatment option for the prophylaxis. That way we have to find out and document how many percentage of patients were really given the counseling for ICD or CRTD. Then similarly, post-discharge appointment. We always give appointment, but these are of course ACC guidelines. That percent of patient, regardless of where is discharged from the inpatient facility to ambulatory care or home health care facility with the primary discharge diagnosis